You ever notice how some people treat philanthropy like it's a TikTok trend? One week it's ice baths, next week it's charity. They'll drop a 10-minute speech about saving the world, look dead into the camera with crocodile tears, and then the second the stream ends, they're back to shopping carts full of Gucci backpacks. That's the kind of energy we're dealing with. Because this isn't a story about someone quietly doing the work. It's about promises, flexes, and the moment a future Bill Gates cosplay collapsed in real time. The setup was golden. A brand new school in Nigeria, kids in Makoko finally getting real classrooms, a storyline so wholesome you could hear Sarah McLachlan singing in the background.
Me building this new school in Nigeria has officially been stamped today, as in terms of like it's a go-go. So this new school in Makoko for the kids that's live in Makoko in Nigeria, I started working on the school right.
The pitch was fire. He was going to build it. He had the vision. He was the guy. People cheered, people believed, people subscribed. But then a funny thing happened, reality. And reality did what it always does when the receipts don't match the speech. It exposed the gap. People went looking for the shiny new school. And what did they find? Nothing. Not a single cinder block. Not a shovel in the dirt. Just the same cramped classrooms with kids squeezed shoulder to shoulder, some literally sleeping in the same building at night because there's nowhere else to go. You don't need Sherlock Holmes to figure out those promises evaporated faster than your paycheck on rent day. Imagine telling hundreds of kids their dream school's coming, only to deliver air. It's the philanthropic version of ordering a PlayStation 5 off Craigslist and getting a box of bricks. That's not charity. That's clout chasing with a side of false advertising. And while the kids were still waiting, here comes Chapter 2, the water charity saga. Mr. Beast and his crew launched this massive project, millions of dollars raised to give people access to clean drinking water. Everyone's pitching in. Aiden Ross's community alone drops $500,000. XQC throws money in. The internet rallies. And then there's our guy, the dude who spends more on fireworks in a weekend than most people spend on rent in a year. His contribution, $150. Now, $150 is generous if you're working part-time at Subway and living off free shift meals. But if you're rocking chains heavier than a Honda Civic and strapping on a streaming backpack that costs more than an actual car, that's not a donation, that's pocket lint. That's the equivalent of tossing a quarter into a wishing fountain and calling yourself a philanthropist. It's the kind of move where even your accountant side-eyes you like, really? That's what we're putting on the books this year? And of course, the internet noticed immediately, because nothing screams, I care deeply about this cause, like tipping the charity less than you tip the valet. Meanwhile, the same guy is out here spending 6 figures on jewelry like it's a Happy Meal toy, or setting off fireworks that could fund an entire classroom. The optics weren't just bad, they were tragic comedy. It's like showing up to a potluck where everyone brought trays of food and you stroll in holding a single packet of ketchup. Not only do you look cheap, you look out of touch, because everyone knows you could have brought the feast if you wanted to. But wait, it gets even dumber, because lurking behind all of this was the "you owe me money" subplot that felt straight out of a bad reality show. Turns out another streamer had been waiting on a fat chunk of cash, 6 figures, not pocket change. And what does a normal person do in that situation? They pay it back. Maybe they apologize, maybe they work out a plan, but they take responsibility. Our guy, he invented a brand new financial strategy, the block button. That's right, he literally blocked the dude's number like he was dodging a clingy ex. Only difference is, instead of awkward, wide texts, it was, hey, where's my 100 grand? Out of sight, out of mind. Forget credit scores. This man is speedrunning bankruptcy with the emotional maturity of someone who hides bills in a drawer and hopes they disappear. And here's where it almost got funny in a, you couldn't write this way. Someone actually tried to spin the mess into a win. The plan was genius. Don't just pay the debt back. Donate it to the charity instead. Kill two birds with one stone. Clear your name, do some good, come out looking like a hero. It was the easiest PR dunk since Shaq versus a 6-foot rim. But nope, even that layup went flying into the stands. He stood firm, arms crossed. I gave 100 grand, that's it, I'm done. And with that, the whole thing collapsed into trolling, arguments, and an internet-wide clown parade at his expense. What could have been the redemption arc of the year turned into yet another meme about how not to handle your money or your reputation. And just when you think this is all just rival beef, streamers clowning each other for content, his own inner circle steps in. Phantom, a guy who's been by his side for years, didn't mince words. He straight up said the off-camera version of this dude is unbearable. Not the playful kind of roasting friends do. Not, haha, he's trolling. Actual, serious, his ego is toxic vibes. And that's when you know it's not just outsiders stirring the pot. When your day ones, the people who've ridden with you through everything, are saying the mask doesn't match the face, that's not hate. That's truth leaking out from behind the curtain. And then came the cherry on top, the resurfaced clip of him bragging about never tipping DoorDash drivers. Full-on laughing about stiffing people who literally rely on tips to make rent. And remember, this isn't some broke college kid counting coins for ramen. This is someone who can casually burn money on jewelry, cars, and fireworks without blinking. The contradiction is what stings. 1 minute, bragging about giving nothing to a delivery driver who probably cleared $3 for the trip. The next, bragging about a $200,000 chain like it's pocket change. At that point, it's not just tone deaf, it's tone obliterated. It's like flexing about starving the waiter while ordering the whole menu. By now, the internet's patience had evaporated. And then came the final straw, the charity call. A group of streamers hopped on to talk through the mess, and halfway in, he just leaves. No goodbye, no wrap-up, no, let's work this out. Just dips mid-conversation to go stream something else, leaving everyone sitting there like kids abandoned at Chuck E. Cheese. Even his own chat couldn't defend it, spamming L's, dragging him for filth in real time. When your own audience flips on you, that's when the ego act officially collapses. You can argue with critics, but you can't gaslight the people watching it unfold live. And this is the part people miss. It's not just one bad moment. It's a highlight reel of contradictions stacking up. One empty promise after another, one missed opportunity after another. This isn't some random slip-up. It's a pattern. And patterns don't lie. You can say you're a philanthropist all day, but if the only thing you're consistently building is excuses, people are going to catch on. And it's wild because the opportunity was sitting right there, practically begging to be grabbed. With the platform he has, he could have been remembered for real impact. Think about it. Millions of followers, endless brand deals, cash flowing in every direction. Most people would kill for that reach. With that kind of influence, you can literally change lives overnight. Buy the land, hire the workers, build the school, show the receipts. Done. Instant credibility, instant respect. Instead, he chose to treat philanthropy like a side quest in a video game. Put on the outfit, grab the XP, log out before the mission's even halfway finished, and then act surprised when people call it fake. And you know what makes it sting even more? The comparison. Look at someone like Mr. Beast. Whatever you think of him, love or hate, he actually shows results. Wells in Africa? Documented. Houses for families? Documented. Eye surgeries? Documented. Every project has receipts. Meanwhile, our guy's projects exist only in live stream promises and thin air. It's the difference between being the superhero on screen and being the stunt double who forgets his lines. The bigger tragedy here isn't just his image. It's the people who actually believed him. The kids who thought their brand new school was finally on the way, who pictured walking into real classrooms instead of crumbling shacks. The communities who thought clean water was one step closer, that this time the promises wouldn't dissolve into thin air. The fans who wanted to feel proud of supporting someone who gave back, who thought their favorite streamer was different from the rest. Instead, what they got was another reminder that sometimes these promises are nothing but set dressing. Loud enough to trend for a week, polished enough for clips and headlines, but hollow enough to vanish without a trace once the cameras shut off. And for the people left waiting, that's not just disappointment, it's betrayal dressed up as charity. So yeah, maybe you can flex jewelry, chains, cars, fireworks, whatever. But when you're standing next to kids sharing a crumbling classroom, none of that matters. Your $200,000 watch doesn't erase their empty desks. Your streaming backpack doesn't put water in their cups. Your flexes don't fill their stomachs. People don't remember how many times you trended on Twitter. They remember whether you showed up when you said you would. And right now, the scoreboard's simple. He's not showing up. He's showing off. And the tragedy is, he didn't have to. With the resources, the reach, and the influence he's got, he could have made a real difference. He could have been the guy people point to as proof that internet fame can move mountains. Instead, he's the case study in how fast fake philanthropy crumbles when receipts don't back it up. So next time you see someone shouting about schools they're building or charities they're saving, don't look at the speeches. Look at the receipts, because promises don't pour clean water. Flashy speeches don't put roofs over classrooms, and clout doesn't save kids, it just trends for a day. If you're still here, you know what to do. Hit like, hit subscribe, and stick around, because there's plenty more where this came from. Stories where the public image looks shiny, but the private reality, not so much.